Hi everyone, it's Nolan from Trade and Train. Hope you are all really well. Just a kind of an update really before the FOMC minutes are released later on this evening, 7 p.m. UK time. So I'm going to go through a few markets, mainly dollar based, and see what they look like. So just start off with the dollar index as we normally do. You can see this weekly ascending pattern. It's actually a squeezing pattern if you look carefully. Price is being squeezed and the range is getting narrower. I would expect this kind of pattern to break to the downside eventually, but this is a weekly time frame, so it's not going to happen necessarily overnight or anything like that, but I feel as though it will happen. If you look on the MACD as well, we've got this continuous divergence. If you're not too sure what I mean, then we've got the price going up on average, as you can see, but the momentum is dying out on the MACD, okay, which is kind of indicating to me that we are going to see some downside. So not only does this pattern, this squeezing pattern, normally break to the downside, it has a high probability of doing that. We've also got the MACD in agreement. So I'm very interested in selling the US dollar, anywhere by the top of this range. And you can see at the moment where price is currently sitting. This type of area here, where it's been this week actually, is an area of interest where sellers have come in on numerous occasions. Just mark that out there. We're at about 98.3 to 98.4 is really strong region for where sellers come in. We attempted to break it here, but you can see on the weekly time frame anyway, we just couldn't close above that. So yeah, a lot of traders might have seen this daily close here and thought we're going to have some kind of bigger upside, but no, we waited for the weekly candle to close and it closed as a high test bar or reversal candle, and we saw a little bit of a sell-off, but we've seen bulls come back in. So interesting area, let's put it that way, and we'll see what happens later on during FOMC, but we could see the reversal here. Not seeing it at the moment. If we drop down into the kind of lower time frames, let's just take this out. So this is the hourly time frame. Potentially this could be changing cycle or in the very beginnings of it. Potentially this could be a high, higher high, and first lower high. But I would be looking for price to come and break down below this level. Okay. Roundabouts 98.14, retest it, and down. So this is the level. This is a level of support which is holding price up at the moment. So we see a close below there, a retest, and sellers come in again. Then we're going down. But that's. It's early days. I think that today could be a little bit quiet leading up to FOMC, and even FOMC itself might be a little bit quiet because normally there's a Q&A session afterwards where we see a lot of volatility, but I believe there is not one today. So interesting to see what happens, but I'm more interested in selling the dollar than buying the dollar from where it is at the moment. Okay, so yeah, look out for that. Alternatively, if we break above here, then we're we're going to see a little bit more upside, but I don't really think that it's going to be long term. So if you do want to buy the dollar, just be aware of that, and you might want to take profit more quickly or try your stop loss or something. I don't think it's any movement to the upside. I don't feel as though it's going to be long-lived, put it that way. So let's look at Aussie now. Aussie's really interesting. Aussie to me is just waiting for a move to the upside. We've got this nice descending channel here. In fact, Aussie's been moving down on average for quite a while now. If we start from here, we're talking about January 2018. So it's been on the descent for quite a while. But we've got this channel here, this descending channel, which price has respected the bottom of this channel on a number of occasions. We saw buyers come in down at this level here, around about 0.6677. And right at this moment in time, for the past few days, I mean, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're talking about 2 weeks really. It's been in this kind of bucks consolidation. Can draw that in actually. So because we've seen these buyers come in there at the bottom of this descending trend line, I'm actually looking for a move to the upside. Okay, doesn't mean to say price might not come down and test this trend line again or this area, but on a bigger term, I'm looking really for price to break out of this box range, and preferably make a move to the top of this channel again. So it's something which I've alerted our members here, but I'll tell you guys as well. If you know how to do it, you could possibly set an alert for these lows here. If you know how to do that on MT4 or on TradingView, on TradingView it's quite easy. I don't know if I've got any alerts set actually. No, I haven't, so that's good. You go right click, add alert, and there it is. So if price comes down into that area, it will alert me. And if I see some kind of rejection, maybe you could look for 15-minute, or maybe an hour. That might be easier. Or just look for signs that buyers are coming back in. You could even look at a 4-hour actually. It looks a bit messy on the hour, to be truthful with you. But yeah, if price comes back down into this area, then look for signs of bulls coming back into the market. So it'd be a great area to buy from actually, even if you just wanted to trade it to the top of the range. Alternatively, if you like the look of this, you could just place a buy limit. So as soon as price comes down into this area, you'll be in the market, and decide where you want to put your stop loss, whether you want to put your stop loss below this low, or to be really safe, below this low here. Either way, I think it's a really good opportunity there to buy. Whether you want to do it with a buy limit or whether you want to monitor price, that's totally up to you. Saw a little bit of a move on pound yesterday, which we alerted you in the free channel before it happened. So I hope you made some money on that. Sterling is all kind of fundamentally news related at the moment. Any sign of good news is and buyers are there. They're buying pound, okay, which we saw from this candle here. So if I think Boris Johnson's going to Europe today, if we get any kind of good news from those meetings, or a sign that Europe are willing to negotiate further, then I feel as though we're going to see a big move on sterling. And indeed, you can almost see here, well, you can see a kind of inverse head and shoulder pattern where this would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, and this would be the right shoulder. So it's a low, lower low, and first higher low, where this area here is what we call the neckline. So I mean, if you're not in this trade already long, then you know, if we get that price movement and we break this, ideally if we close above, I'd say 1.22, some kind of pullback to test this neckline again, and then looking for buyers to come in. But yeah, I mean, it could be in the starts of a nice move to the upside. But you know, it does revolve around fundamentals and Brexit at the moment. Unfortunately, it's not just a technical. It's not just a technical chart. We've got to think about, you know, fundamentals as well. So to me, if you are trading it, then you might want to be a bit more strict with your stop loss, because you know, this can move up and down quite quickly depending on what happens with the news. But technically it does look like we are going to break to the upside. We're going to see some movement up. Even if it's just this trend line here, you know, not a massive move, but you know, if we do get that good news out of Europe, we could see this trend line broken. It's absolutely possible, and we could see a total change of cyclicity. So it's definitely worth, I think it's worth buying if you get that buy set up. Okay. So keep your eyes on pound, and a lot of the pound pairs actually. We're seeing the same type of form on a lot of the pound pairs. I think it's on pound yen as well. An inverse head and shoulder pattern. Yeah, if you kind of, I don't know, let's go down into the 2 hour time frame. You can kind of see it, this kind of change of cycle where this is the head, low, lower low, higher low, higher low. So kind of making that move to the upside. I think we're seeing it on pound CAD as well. Exactly the same type of thing where this is the bottom here, and then we're making that move. That actually looks like a nice area to buy from without doing any further analysis. So if you see in this video, you might want to look out for that. I'm not telling you to buy, I'm just saying it looks like buyers are coming in at this trend line here. So you know, look for some kind of reversal, whether it's a break of this 1 hour high here and close above. You might want to think about buying that one. Talking about CAD actually, USD CAD. Bigger term, looking for downside on dollar CAD. Okay. Really what I'm looking for is something like this. This is the weekly time frame, so you can see that big drop here. We've got a drop there, and I'm actually looking for a third drop. So this is you can see quite a big move. If you can get in that at the beginning of the move, then absolutely fantastic. You're in it. You can be in it for a while. So what's happening at the moment? Let's have a look. Still looks like it's in some kind of pullback consolidation, just like this one here. We've got it again here. Now you could draw this trend line here in a number of different ways, but if you draw it from the end of the impulse here, joining that low, then you'll also be joining this low here. So there's actually potential here for this to make a bit more of a move to the upside, even though on the daily we are finding resistance here just below 1.33500. We've got CAD news later, CPI data, 1:30 I think UK time. So could be a catalyst there. If it's really bad Canadian news, we could see that break to the upside. If so, you know, look for the pullback, and we could, I would say, take your money off around about this level here, 1.34 or just before, because it is the big number. But yeah, price is pushing against this level. Okay, the lows are getting higher, so this really does look as though it's going to break to the upside. But what I'd say is let it break, let it pull back, and then look for a buy setup. But on a bigger time frame, looking for that big move to the downside. So any buyers short-lived, I wouldn't stay in them too long, because bigger picture to me is to the downside. Let's have a look at dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss actually looks very nice for a downside move. You can see the whole kind of daily move here is to the downside. And we've had a nice pullback actually. Got this impulse here, got a sharp move, get this pullback, and we've pulled back into this previous area of support, so it's testing it. We had a bullish candle into this area, a bearish candle there. Potential there was a trade, a sell stop below this candle if the selling momentum continued, but it hasn't. So we could see this area tested even further. But you know, to me it looks really nice for a sell, but again, we're waiting for the right opportunity. On a 4-hour time frame, almost looks like a potential change of cycle, where this is a high, this is the higher high, and this could be the first lower high. So just keep your eyes on that. This 4-hour candle closes in an hour and 41 minutes. You could potentially have a sell stop below this candle. But you know, if you really want to play it a bit more safe, then wait for price to close below this area of support and let it retest, and look for sellers to come in again. What else can we look at? Quick look at gold. Actually seeing safe havens sold off at the moment for some reason, but gold, I really like the area between 1490, 1495 as an area to buy from. As you can see, apart from this big candle here, you can see anywhere within this kind of region, normally we're seeing buyers come in, can drop down a little further, which is why I said 1490 to 1495. So if you're if you like trading gold, then look for price to come back into this area. Look for a rejection. Could potentially see. Let's have a look. Actually, let's draw a little trend line live. Could actually be seeing gold sold off there back into this area. Okay, there's a nice 15-minute trend line going on, so keep your eyes out for that. I'll get this video posted out as quickly as I can, just in case you want to take advantage of any of these trade opportunities that are potentially setting up. But yeah, sell back into this area here. I'll take profit quite quickly, and then look for buyers to come back in. You might want to look to buy from this area here. One more chart to look at, the Dow. If you trade the Dow, there's a nice little kind of box range going on at the moment. Little range. You could look to buy the Dow between 25,200 and 25,400. Trading it back to the top of the range. That's another opportunity as well. Whether you want to place a buy limit or place an alert like I showed you how to do earlier, that's up to you. But potential to trade that as well. If you don't want to trade it that way, wait for the break above this area of resistance, pull back and look to buy. But this anywhere around here, 25,400 to 25,200, nice area to buy from if price drops back into that area. Okay, so that's a little summary of a few charts. Don't forget we do have our free channel on Telegram. I'll make sure to drop a link in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get any further emails, any further YouTube videos sent straight to your inbox. In the meantime, I'm expecting a bit of a quiet day today, at least up until later. So just trade carefully. So I'm Nolan from Trade and Train, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Bye for now.